Building clarity on your way forward in 2024. Three considerations. Number one, what's driving you this year? Number two, what are your priorities? And number three, what is the structure? Welcome to Great Transition Strategies Monday Morning Stand-Up. 5 minutes to get your week off to a great start and potentially give you something to help make you a more effective leader, and more importantly, so you can love what you do. Welcome to 2024. I hope you took some time off, had a great break, and now you're back into it. And I'm sure you've done some planning for 2024. We spent all December talking about that. But here are three considerations so you have clarity as you move forward. So as we do this, think about the planning you've done and see how these things fit into it. So these three areas that I'm talking about. Number one is drivers. What do you use to drive you through the year? Some of us use resolutions. Some of us use goals, a word, visioning. What have you used to set the driver for yourself? For me last year, I use a word and I use goals. So as you think about last year, my word was pace, and I wanted to reduce the volatility in my personal and professional life, which I did. That worked for me. So I always have the word pace in front of me here. It's in a number of different places. This year, it's integration. I want my personal and professional life to be integrated and complement each other. For some of you, that's not going to work. For me, that needs to work. I want to be able to integrate my life so that way it complements each other. I could travel, do what I work, go do what I want to do, see my kids, those kind of things. So that's what is driving me. All right. I'm going to use that word to drive me. What about you? What is going to drive you? Is it a vision, specific goals, a word, resolution? Next one. The next one, another important one, priorities. What are your priorities for the year? And many times you see organizations, they set 10 priorities. You can't have 10 priorities. I'm thinking you can maybe have 2 or 3. So what are your top priorities for the year? And as you step back, think about what season of life that you're in. Think about when you started your career. What were your priorities back then? Build credibility, let me get started, let me get my first promotion. Things, how that has changed. Maybe kids came into the picture, get them started in school. Later on, kids move into college, get older. Okay, now how am I going to take care of my parents? Those kind of things. What are your top priorities in the season of life you're in? Are they matching? Do you have them well defined for yourself? And do you have the right number? I'm saying more than 3, then you're probably getting a little bit out of whack there. Are they really priorities for you? So what are your priorities? What's the season of life you're in? Last one, structure. Some of us need a lot of structure and want a lot of detail. Some of us, framework works for me. Some of us, maybe not so much structure, maybe just a few things. When I work with clients on this, particularly executives, we end up going to a calendar. And when we look at a calendar, it's a great place to start because that calendar can give you some real structure. Look at your calendar. If you looked at mine, you see it's color-coded, personal, professional, my wife's work, all color-coded. It tells me these are my priorities. If you're saying a priority for you this year is to have this great vacation and it's not on your calendar yet, then you're probably not being true to yourself there. Your calendar helps you put that structure in place. It shows you what's a priority. It also puts some boundaries around there. For me, it's a good framework and the starting place for me. I don't have a great level of detail, but I have enough detail to ensure that I'm successful there. So as you're thinking about your year and you want clarity moving forward, what have you done in these 3 areas? Have you defined the drivers that you want? Do you have the priorities well set and defined for where you are in this season of life? And do you have the structure to ensure it's going to happen for you? I hope you have a great 2024 as you get started this year. We're back off, started again. See you next Monday morning, 8:30. Have a great week.